So the third just passed us by. I didn't want to release a video then because I didn't really have anything done, but I just wanted to say happy birthday to the Nintendo Switch. You're 4 years old. You're kind of middle-aged now. You're halfway past your life. It looks like there's another version of you coming out pretty soon. It's exciting. And I never thought, as a gamer, sitting here at 41 years old, I would tell you that the Nintendo Switch is my favorite video game console of all time. Until then, it was always the Super Nintendo and then the Nintendo Entertainment System very closely to that because they were tied to my childhood and I have that nostalgia for it and everything. But the Nintendo Switch is quite literally the culmination of everything I've ever wanted in a video game device. You see, when I was a kid, I was kind of enamored with the Game Boy because being a kid, I'm always going back and forth between grandma's house and stuff and school and all this. And I was so into video games by about like 5, 6 years old that when the Game Boy came out, and it came out like right when I was hitting 9 years old, I got it for Christmas. And I just carried that thing everywhere with me because it was just awesome taking your video games with you and being able to play them on any particular point. However, I kind of looked like this kid with the extra battery pack and all that stuff. It was kind of ridiculous, the amount of stuff you had to carry to keep that thing going all the time. See, the funny thing about me is I kind of tie video games to memories of my life, and especially when I was younger. I can tell you where I was and what game I was playing at the time or what games I was playing around that time that a certain memory hit. So like when I went on vacation with my family to a lake campsite, we went to the marina, and the marina is where I played Donkey Kong, the arcade game, for the first time. I also have memories, like I remember going and seeing like a stand-up Star Wars arcade machine at the campsite we were playing because they had like those like little rec areas or whatever, you know, with like little stores and stuff at the campsites. Well, back in the day, just like every place else, those had arcade machines in them. And I remember playing a lot of Star Wars with my brother, and that was the same weekend. It was kind of like my birthday, and we went to Cedar Point around my birthday during the summertime because I was born on July 23rd. I remember on my 10th birthday, my mom rented out an arcade for me, and me and my friends, we all gathered around because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, just came out, and actually sat there and beat it because the arcade was not just rented out, but all the games were set to free to play, so you didn't have to put any coins in. You just slap the start button and go. So we sat there for like a good hour or so and just, you know, played a crap ton of Turtles and had a good time. But the thing I've always really kind of wanted out of the Game Boy was that just like games on the Game Boy weren't as big, extensive as games that there was on, say, your home console. And this had rang true all the way up until I feel about like the 3DS, PS Vita era, where we started getting games that were just as lengthy, just as complex as stuff that we started seeing on our home consoles. And so it always felt like portable was kind of like a step behind. But as much as I love video games, I also just love the world and exploring it and going out and things. And that's why I love my Game Boy so much more than anything else, because it allowed me to take one thing I loved with me and going out and doing the other thing I love. And so for me, the Nintendo Switch, we got close with it, I want to say, by the way, with the TurboGrafx 16. I have to give mentions there because I remember going to Toys R Us and the TurboGrafx 16, being able to take the same games from the TurboGrafx 16 and putting it into the Express was awesome. But our family wasn't that well off, and my mom spending like around $500 in like, what was it, like 1989 money was just not going to happen for me to fulfill my dream at that time. But it always stuck in my mind. I was like, almost there. But finally, it was probably a little bit later. 92 is when the Express came out. Things get muddy when you get older. Anyways. But Nintendo finally did it. It took a while, but they finally did it in 2017 when they brought out the Switch. And I knew I immediately had to have that device. Nintendo games, portable and on the TV, out of the same device. You just set it down and you can switch back and forth between the TV and the console in handheld form and everything. I'm going to say the ergonomics are not that great. That's why I use a grip on mine most of the time. But I'm also just a bigger guy, so, you know, little problems can be fixed with solutions here and there. But I love the versatility of the device. Being able to sit at home on my TV and enjoy games like Animal Crossing, but then also just pick it up and take it somewhere and go like on a little adventure and then sit down on a porch, play maybe some Link. Being able to like swap out the Joy-Cons into like what they call a flip grip that makes it vertical, so I can play some pinball like on the fly, and it's got like that nice like vertical screen going on in portable mode and everything. It's just like, it's everything I've ever wanted. And for a couple, like a little while now, like when new consoles have kind of come out, I don't know if it was like age or something, but I was just kind of like, meh. You know, that's the way I felt about it. I was just kind of like, meh. But there was something about, it wasn't the power of the graphics of the device, because it's really honestly the weakest device out there out of all these consoles. But the fact that I could just like play any way I want and come up with new ways to play because of its form factor and stuff is really something that just feels next generation to me, and that's stuck with me over the last 4 years. One of my favorite things about the Nintendo Switch, though, is the fact that I got it on my birthday in July 23rd, 2018. It was a gift between my mom and her sister, and it's honestly one of the last gifts I got from my mom, and one of the ones that's the most important to me. I will never sell this Switch. When it's dead and gone, and it's just a husk of a game console, I will put it like in a frame or something and make sure it has a place somewhere around me at all times. It means that much. And then friends that mean a lot to me, like Kagato and Femivar, had actually like gifted me Breath of the Wild, and I got Captain Toad Treasure Trackers, my first 2 games, and loved them. Like, and up until that point, Castlevania Symphony of the Night was my favorite game of all time. And then just, here comes Breath of the Wild and just floors it. I love Breath of the Wild. I'm usually not a huge Zelda guy. Like, I'm not a big Zelda fan. But Breath of the Wild is just like the right mix of everything. The dungeons aren't too long, you know. I like the little short shrines. I know a lot of people were upset with that. But it was what I wanted, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. Probably the best gift the Nintendo Switch has given me, though, is when my mom was sick and I was constantly kind of just like sitting around waiting in rooms while she was getting treatments and stuff. That's a terrible thing most of the time. Especially when it's just like all consuming in your life and you feel like there's you know, it's all around you. Having something like that to take with me during those moments and give me like a bit of joy, but also accomplishment as I was getting at least something in my life, kind of like, you know, good done or something like that at the time, was really like honestly life-saving. And video games has been like that to me at least for like a large amount of my life. And so no matter how bad things get, I always have video games. But this was like on another level, you know, the fact that this thing was such a huge part of helping me deal with and getting over losing a loved one. And for that, I'm always going to be thankful. I'm always going to be thankful to Nintendo. And I'm just having a blast playing it. I'm having a blast with my collection, as you guys saw the last couple of videos. I'm just going completely ape shit with physical editions. And yeah. Happy birthday, Nintendo Switch. Can't wait to see what you do next. I'm guessing it's probably going to be with an OLED screen from the looks of it. Talk about that in a future video, but I just wanted to do something really short here. And yeah, it's just been great. Anytime I want to go out to a park and go walk around a little bit and then take a break, eat a sandwich or something, and sit down and play some Switch or something, or just go out like on a road trip, I know I've always got it with me with all the same games and stuff. And it's just been awesome. So let me know what you think down below, guys. Let me know what your memories of the Nintendo Switch are down below. Let me know why you love the device down below. And yeah, hit that subscribe, thumbs up button, share the video if you would. And also on Tuesday, I will be live. I am doing live streams on Tuesday on YouTube called Tuesdays Day. Still getting over the name. It's kind of weird. But it's just like backlog of like all 2D kind of games and stuff. And so right now I'm plowing through Axiom Verge. So if you guys like to be there, I try to be live by 7 p.m. But I do work, you know, during the week and stuff. So sometimes I might get home a little bit later or whatnot. And that might delay my times. But I always tweet when I go live. So anyways, hope to see you guys there. And yeah, it's been an awesome 4 years so far, Switch. 2.5 for me, but still like really great.